Hello friends, my name is Leigh, and I create videos about photography as an art and as a lifestyle. I share a lot of my photography on social media, including here on YouTube. I've made my career out of this, but I've been missing an actual portfolio site to show to potential clients or when people ask what kind of work I do. On social media, the image quality is degraded, and my best photos, or the ones that I'm most proud of, are mixed in with videos and they just aren't organized in any way. Plus, it doesn't look super professional. And I know that this is a problem for many of you. I've gotten so many questions asking the same things. How do I show my art? What website should I use? Should I just use social media? I have used a few website builders in the past. Some were easier to use, some were more complex. They were all pretty intense in how much I had to do to get the site up and running. I had a ton of choices to make, templates to choose from, fonts, colors, etc. So when Pic-Time reached out about working together and I saw that they specialize in building websites in a simple and intuitive way, but still with plenty of flexibility, I was excited to get started. So today I am showing you how I just built an online exhibition of my work using Pic-Time. Once you log in, you start on the dashboard. On the top left, you can create a new client gallery, but I'm creating a portfolio and exhibition site, so I see art galleries in the lower left. You have instructional videos right here, but did I watch those? No. I see that it's telling me up top that I can start by adding a new gallery. I name the gallery, upload a cover photo. It's telling me that this is shown on the main art page. Let's choose Sedona here. This is a colorful and eye-catching photo, so it's good for the cover, I think. I chose to upload right from the browser, and because these are high-resolution photos, it took a while. This was a silly choice. I later downloaded the Smart Uploader. It took seconds to download, and then my photo uploads were ridiculously fast. The Smart Uploader is where it's at, especially if you are uploading client photos, like for a wedding. Also, when I was choosing images for this site, I separated them into 3 categories: landscape, cityscape, and wildlife. You can organize your photos in any way you want. In fact, to jump ahead a bit, I think I might want to change my galleries around or add to them. We'll talk about that later though. Continuing, I am taken to Gallery Setup where I have some choices. Do I want a watermark on the images? I know a lot of you like those, so I appreciate that it's available. Then we see choices for the sales aspects of the gallery, like choosing prices. Now I could stop here and I would have an online portfolio with just the photos that I uploaded. I could add more galleries with photos for different types of photography. And again, you have your whole online portfolio. I know that's what a lot of you are looking for, and it's something that I have wanted from time to time, like I mentioned, even though my business is almost entirely based on social media. And so it was here in the setup that I thought, if it's this quick and easy, why haven't I done this before now? I kept thinking, is there a catch? Am I going to have to go in and format a bunch of stuff? But no, it really can be this simple. You can do some formatting to customize your site, and I'll show you that later. For now, let's turn the online portfolio that I have set up so far into a gallery where people can purchase prints of my images. I hit Add Product up at the top. I want to set up all of the photos at the same time, so I'm choosing Batch Add, and then I can choose from all of these different ways for someone to purchase my photo as art for their wall. Sizes, print on canvas, framed print, matted and framed print, the color of the frame, float frames. I mean, the list goes on and on. I got a little overwhelmed and I chose how I like to frame my images. A black frame with a white mat. And I chose one size. I will definitely go back in and add more options, but this is how I got started. Then I can name each print and add a description so the purchaser knows what the photo is and maybe how it was captured, whatever information I want them to have. And then you can decide if this is a limited edition item. I chose for each of my images to only be able to be purchased once. Then you set your price. I set a flat fee for mine, but you can choose different ways to price, including a % or a dollar amount markup from the cost of printing. And then I am done. I have an online gallery and exhibition. But then I did add 2 other galleries for cityscapes and for wildlife. I followed the same quick and easy process, and I had those done within minutes. So I had my galleries ready to go, but still offline. Now let's look at a few options that we have up top to format my site. There are style presets for colors and fonts. You can change the way the images are shown in the grid. I prefer being able to see the entire image instead of just squares, so I changed that. And I actually really like the clean look that I already have. But I did go back and click on a few of these style presets just to see how they changed the look. And I also looked into the custom settings, but again, I simply love the clean, professional look that they provide as the template. This is what I want my site to look like. So then I went in and made each of the galleries live on the site. But I still wanted to know what else I could change, so I went exploring in settings. I changed the business name, I added my YouTube channel. This is an important one. When people get to my page, they'll see the art galleries first. You've got watermark options. Then I decided to change the order of the galleries. I was learning how I could fine-tune my site. I added a photo of me, and I kept doing that, fine-tuning what it all looked like, until I ended up with this. A clean, simple site showing my work and offering one-time only limited edition prints. Again, this clean and professional look is exactly what I wanted. It was so easy to set up the site, even with me taking notes on how it all went and deleting and adding back photos, going back and forth with descriptions. The whole thing took me an hour and a half. And now that I have the initial setup done, any additions that I make, I expect will take minutes. Or even if I want to overhaul the entire thing, it's easy. A lot of you are going to like this. At its most simple, it is the easiest online portfolio builder that I have ever used. But you can build on with offering prints or using it for work with clients like portraits, weddings, or other events. I watched a couple of videos on how wedding and portrait photographers use this. I particularly liked one by Ryan Troy. He gave some really great tips from the perspective of a portrait photographer. I will link to that video in the description of this video. Raymond and I used to be portrait and wedding photographers. Now I only take the occasional job, but Pic-Time is absolutely what I will use in the future. There are so many features that I didn't even show you because they weren't necessarily relevant to an online portfolio, but things that are fantastic for client work. Now, all of that being said, I find that I actually do want to play around a little bit more with my site. I'm missing what I consider to be my specialty, that I try to tell the story of a place through groupings of photos. I want to show you the big and the small of a place. I want to maybe add a few galleries with those groupings. I don't know, what do you think? How would you change my site? Let me know in the comments. Or let me know how you would organize your site. And like I said at the beginning, I have a link to Pic-Time in the description so that you can build your own site. Thank you to Pic-Time for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching.